You want to know who I am? I'm Vicky. I'm the CEO and founder of Social Vibes Media. In 2017, Leading Woman Entrepreneur awarded me Brand Builder of the Year. That was really exciting. I had the opportunity to meet other women entrepreneurs in the organization, which were awarded from different industries. In 2017 as well, Witham CPA contacted me. I was recognized for their Entrepreneur Strength Story of the Year. And that award was cool because I had the opportunity to go into the Bloomberg headquarters in New York City, recorded promo of my company, and I did the entire tour of the building. So that was a unique experience. I've been fortunate to partner with so many small business organizations, such as the Statewide Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, the Small Business Development Centers, founders. I've partnered with Greater Newark Enterprise Corporation and a couple of other organizations. I've done several workshops on marketing, branding, digital marketing, how to help small businesses obtain online customers. And it's a unique experience partnering with these organizations because it's what I call like cross collaboration, in which partnership allows you to grow as a business, but also allows the partner organization to expand their reach to other communities.
What's up, Disrupt Nation? So we have a very, very special guest for you. She is an entrepreneur. She is the owner of a digital agency, and she's just an amazing human being. So guys, meet Vicky.
Hi guys.
Vicky, thank you
I'm
so much for being on the show.
Excited to be with you guys today.
So you're an entrepreneur. You're
Yeah.
young, female, Latina. You're here in northern New Jersey.
Yeah.
And I think you're probably an inspiration, whether you know it or not, for a lot of young Latin women.
Awesome.
But for the three people out there that have been living under a rock that don't know who you are,
Yeah.
What's your name? What's your background?
Yeah,
Where are you from,
yeah,
and how did you get started?
Absolutely. So I'm Vicky. I'm the co-founder of an agency, Social Vibes Media, in Jersey City, New Jersey. In 2017, I was awarded Brand Builder of the Year by Leading Women Entrepreneur. 2017, I also was the award recipient of Entrepreneur Strength Story of the Year by Witham CPA. It was really cool because I got to do a tour of the Bloomberg office in New York City.
Wow.
It was like dope. It was like so cool. And then they had me record like a promo of my business. In 2016, I joined the first cohort of leaders in Hudson County, which was a county initiative to build leaders within our community. Been featured in NJ Biz as a growing women and minority-owned business. My articles have been featured in Huffington Post, CEO Blog Nation, and a couple of other online publications. Yeah, but I'm just Vicky. I'm just Vicky. Yeah.
So we're actually here. We're in your old neighborhood.
Yeah, Jersey City.
We were here capturing some footage.
Oh my gosh.
Tell us more about this neighborhood.
My
And
gosh.
how it's transformed over the years.
I was sharing with the video crew earlier that I was born and raised in JC, Jersey City native, and back in '86 when my parents purchased a home right on York Street, like Jersey City is not what it is today. Jersey City was a very dirty city, homeless infested, and just lots of drugs, and it's just like one of those neighborhoods where people are like, you were from Jersey City? Ugh, like that face,
Yeah,
like that cringy face.
Like, oh, they might like grab their wallet.
Yeah. Something, or lock their doors. Yeah, so I mean, we were born and raised here, went to high school, Catholic school, right in St. Mary's, walked around these neighborhood streets, and then Jersey City post 9/11 experienced a renaissance. And what the Renaissance was, when 9/11 happened, we saw like an influx of New Yorkers coming into Jersey City, and developers buying out buildings, building skyscrapers, condos, apartments, building like communities. And we saw like a complete renaissance, and Jersey City transformed into the city where you did not want to be seen in, into the city where it's the it place to be. Nightlife, boutiques, restaurants, cultural events, skyscrapers, access to New York City. It was like the place to be. And it's so beautiful to just return to my old neighborhood, come back and see like, wow, Jersey City is still thriving. And my roots, it's not just my roots are here, but I'm still attached to Jersey City. Like my brother-in-law is a Jersey City police officer. My other brother-in-law and his wife own a real estate company in Jersey City. You know, our digital agency is headquartered in Jersey City. There are roots to Jersey City that tie me, and that's why I tell everyone I'm forever JC. I'm JC.
That's awesome. I love
Yeah.
that. So, you know, my mother, she told me that her first apartment was actually not too far from here in Hoboken.
Yeah.
And that Hoboken was similarly just
of
it was
course.
actually the worst place in Hudson County to live.
Yep.
It was the opposite of what it is now.
Totally.
And no one really capitalized, I guess, on its proximity to the city and things of that nature. So, what has this shift that you've seen in this community meant for the people that live here?
Oh, okay. Number one, homeowners, more home equity in their homes, so their value of their homes increased. Safer neighborhoods. You know, the place to open up a business, start a business, even like tons of business events happening in downtown Jersey City and the Jersey City area. What has it meant for the people that live here? In my personal opinion, I love the change. It's an embracing change. It's a change that brings in value to city. Some people were somewhat against it in that they felt it was a gentrification happening, pushing out the locals into areas like, you know, Patterson and other cities. But, you know, for those that have really invested in Jersey City and invested not just on a financial level, but really on like even if it's a cultural level, I think it's great. I think it's great.
Absolutely. So you were born here, you were raised here, and then you had a pretty traditional path starting, right? You went to college.
Oh my God.
You worked in corporate, right?
Yeah.
So when did you take the leap, and where was your mindset shift to I'm going to work for someone else to I'm going to start my own business?
I was sharing with someone earlier that my generation, I'm old Gen Millennial, I'm 31 years old. So my generation was, we were cultivated to this mindset to have a very linear mindset. Like we grew up and we were told, at least my parents told me, you know, and I'm first generation, you know, my parents were born in Ecuador, migrated into the United States. We were all born and raised here, so we're first gen. We were all told, you go to school, be a good student, you know, we're investing in private high school, you're going to get into a college. Most of us went through scholarships. You know, after you're done with college, look for a good job, have your steady paycheck in a corporate, go for your master's, is going to help you get promoted and get more money. So we were always taught like this linear mindset and this linear way to live and find a husband. Oh my gosh, get your 401k, make sure you have health insurance, get a house, buy a dog, right? And then it wasn't until like I found myself working in corporate and my degree meant nothing. My degree didn't guarantee my job security. My degree didn't equate to better pay. And then I became frustrated and I became very depressed and I became unmotivated and I became this person who I thought like I did not go through 6 years of college, because I did the undergraduate degree, to sit in an office desk in a cubicle and sit there for 8 hours. Like I couldn't sit still. And I realized I was taking way too many bathroom breaks. I was fidgeting on my desk. I was looking for any excuse to move. And I'm like, this cannot be life. I don't care about severance package. I don't care about building my 401k. I can't do this anymore. Like I felt like literally I felt trapped and super unmotivated. And I told myself, no way, there has to be a better way of living than this. This can't be life. And so
that's actually an epidemic right now.
With
automation and AI and computers.
Yes.
Even like the word processor, we take that for granted. There were like rooms and rooms of secretaries with typewriters.
Yeah.
And that was a thing before you were able to use Microsoft Word.
Yeah.
So all of these automations and technology are replacing jobs and the need for less and less jobs. And now there's people, like you said, that work 8 hours, and I can get my job done in 2 hours.
Right.
You know, I have to pretend like I'm doing something.
Yeah.
So I'm going to the copy machine and making copies that I don't need, or I'm going, like you said, going to the water cooler or the bathroom 100 times. And you know, it's this shift in productivity where the 8-hour, 40-hour work week almost doesn't make sense anymore. But if you only work 2 hours, you wouldn't be paid enough to survive. Because we currently value mostly time instead of valuing value, right? In 2 hours, I might be able to create something that's worth thousands of dollars.
Well, yeah. So here's my take on that. When I read like books like, you know, and lots of books from like the 4-hour workday and books like Self-Made Entrepreneurs, and there's this whole theory that exists. Like once you go into entrepreneurship, now you can work for 2 hours to 3 hours and enjoy time with friends and family. Like, yeah, but then I learned that's not the case. Like, that's not the case at all. And I thought, like, wait a minute. So I'm getting something wrong, right? So here's the thing. Yeah, like in corporate, you're working the 8-hour work shift, right? And you're forced to sit in a desk, in a cubicle, and look like you're working or actually working. But when you launch your own business, nonprofit, your entrepreneurship, whatever it is, you may be doing manual work stuff or computer stuff. Yeah, maybe for 3 hours straight, 4 hours straight, 2 hours straight. But then the rest of the time you're still working, because you're networking, you're still working. You're at an event, you're still working. You're in a business meeting, you're still working. You're traveling, you're working. You're brainstorming with other entrepreneurs, you're working.
Obsessed.
You become obsessed. Yeah. So I noticed the obsessive behavior that you adapt when you're an entrepreneur, those are also working hours that you don't realize that they're working hours, but they are. Like, there are nights that you're laying in bed and you're thinking about what's the next big project? How am I going to prospect for new customers? Who do I need to partner with? Who am I going to call tomorrow? Who do I need to meet with? Like, those are all working hours, but we're working just in a different way. We're working.
Well, and that's one of the things, I think, the stress and maybe amount of responsibility that when you're a business owner or a founder, people don't know, like, everything is your problem. Like, if the bathrooms aren't clean in a building that's in another state, but you're responsible for it, like, that's on you. So everything is really your fault, and you're really like a firefighter / superhero for your company. Like, you have to come in and save the day regardless of outside circumstances, where when you're working in corporate, there's a hierarchy where you can put your hands up and say, oh, it's not my problem. Right.
And that's okay. Like, if you have the mindset to say, you know, I want to stay in corporate and clock out at 5 and that's not my problem, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you, like, symptoms of entrepreneurship, like you fidget a lot in your chair, you know, you begin to think of exit strategies and the way in which you tell your boss, I'm going to quit, you know, you start to think that you can do your job better than your boss, or what your company does, you can do it better. Those are all signs of, like, yeah, you might be fit for entrepreneurship. Those are all symptoms. So if you start to feel them, like,
talk to your doctor,
or maybe pray that those feelings go away, because it's not easy.
Oh, wow. So now, what was the moment where you knew, and you were like, you know what, I'm tired of living a 9-to-5, I want to start my business?
It was not a moment, but definitely a phase in my life, a couple of years ago, maybe 4 years ago, that I said that, like, okay, I need to figure this out. I can't stay here any longer. So what I did is, the little money that I had, I was sharing with the guys. I was making $30K my first job in corporate at PRNewswire. Like, that's a little bit of money. Like, who survives on $30K, right? But you know what? I saved enough that I purchased my first condo, my first property that I'm renting out now. So it was finding a way to build residual income. Like, that's the key. Like, figure out a way how to take your current savings and invest it in something that's going to build you some sort of residual income. So when you leave your job and jump into entrepreneurship, there's still some cushion money that you know is coming your way, and it's coming every month, rather than, crap, I gotta pay rent, I have kids, I have a mortgage, I can't, you know, I have to buy groceries, like, and I'm barely surviving starting my business. That's not a way to live either. It's scary, and people have done it that way and they become successful. But it is something that I think that there should be pre-planning involved. Like, figure out a way, how do you take what you currently have now, if you're working a part-time, a full-time corporate job, and turn that, where you have little bit of money, into some sort of investment to build yourself that residual income.
That's amazing. I love that. So you're working at the 9-to-5, you're making $30K, but you're saving and you're plotting,
I was saving a lot.
You're, like, planning. And you're like, okay, well, how can I create some sort of bubble for myself so that I can have some residual income?
I did it with a condo, and then I purchased a 2-family. I purchased it in Jersey City, in the Heights. Yeah. Then I did a 2-family in Bayonne, and that was my cushion, you know.
And you're doing this all while working 40 hours.
Oh, more than 40 hours. Corporate, I was doing 40 hours. Then I was teaching college classes at night. Yeah.
Wow.
3 times a week. Yeah. So I was saving. But I had the goal in mind, like, I'm going to bust my ass for 1 whole year. I'm going to bust my ass, and I'm going to save as much as I can. And I know, like, the only way I knew at the time, there are many ways you can invest, but the only way I knew is like buying property, you know, even if it's a small property, you know, whatever it is, because that means rental income, which means residual income. So
you quit your job,
yeah,
and you start your own business, and then, like, what does your family say? Does your family support the decision to go off on your own?
Yeah. They were pretty cool about it. They're like, okay, if that's what you want to do, you know. Yeah, they're pretty cool about it. I'd say I come from a family's huge support system. So
oh, that's
yeah,
yeah. Sometimes people from like stricter cultures,
they
look down on that. There's a friend of mine. He's actually Indian.
Yeah,
and he's a Bitcoin guy. Like, became very successful with it, and he goes to his father and he says, "Father, I have a huge accomplishment. My portfolio in crypto just surpassed $1 million. I'm a millionaire."
Wow.
And his father says, "Oh, that's nice, son, but you know, it's not too late. You can still go back to school and be a doctor."
Yeah.
So it's amazing that people actually supported you.
Yeah.
You know, what about your like friends and colleagues? Did anyone like?
No, people were.
It made sense for you.
It made sense, yeah, it made sense. But I say one of the things that I wish I knew back then when I started that I now know is that, like, you really just have to, once you leave your job, you don't have health insurance, 401k, pension, savings. So what I did about a year ago is I connected myself with 2 financial advisors, and I set up brokerage accounts, I set up whole life insurance, pension plans, IRA, investments, because, you know, you don't have that, like, that corporation that's building your pension.
Everything is your fault.
Everything is now falls, that responsibility falls on you. And when you start this entrepreneurship journey, no one tells you, see a financial advisor. Like, crap, I wish someone told me that. You know, I would have taken some of my earnings from what I was making as an entrepreneur, or the little I was making, and then reinvesting it in building those assets. You know, and I didn't do it immediately. Actually, I went into a lot of debt after I left corporate and I started the agency. I went into and I tapped into my 401k, and I maxed out my credit cards. Like, it was scary. And really, like, the only thing that backed me up were the homes that I had, and, you know, that was an asset, that was collateral.
Yeah, that you can't be denied. And I think Grant Cardone says it. He says, you know, the most valuable thing in this world is real estate, is property.
Yeah.
And the bank will only give you a loan for that. The bank won't give you a loan for your business.
No, I was denied
loans. It's a lot harder.
Yeah, that's why I tapped into my 401k. I wish I didn't do that, but lesson learned. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, you made it work.
Yeah.
So now, tell us about your first client. So how were you able to land your first client, and how long did it take, and what was that like?
Yeah, so I had a hard time getting clients, and it's something that all small startups experience, especially consulting agencies, and similar to my industry, is how do you land your first client? And I couldn't figure it out, Anthony. Like, I was like, crap, I can't call myself a social media digital marketing agency if I can't even land my first client. So then it became about understanding, like, the true value of relationship building and connections and partnerships. And so I began to connect with organizations like the Statewide Hispanic Chamber, the Hudson and Hoboken Chamber, and a couple of organizations, the SBDC, a couple of organizations that really supported me and promoted me and would introduce me to decision makers in that were my clients, my ideal clients. And NJCU, New Jersey City University, was one of my first clients. Like, we did, oh my gosh, 6 videos for them and on a university level. Yeah, it was huge. It was a huge contract. And so I landed those contracts by connections. You know, someone connected me to this person connected me to the marketing director at NJCU at the time. And, you know, I was an NJCU alum, Jersey City Connections, made a good first impression, and we landed our first contract with them. But it wasn't until I really understood the value of connections and partnerships and relationship building, that it's really relationship driven and not like product or service, let me shove it down your throat driven. Yeah.
Absolutely. So over the past few years of running your business, what's like one of the biggest challenges that you faced?
What's the biggest challenges? Building a business, running a business?
Yeah,
I mean,
no, running your business.
running
like,
a business.
Make it real,
Yeah, I think it's figuring out infrastructure, system, client. When something goes wrong, you have an upset client. Okay, what could have we fixed on our end or improved on our end? Because then customer acquisition becomes important. It's easier to retain a current client and build on referrals from that current client than it is to acquire a brand new client that doesn't know who you are, so customer acquisition becomes huge. And then scaling the business with my business partner as well, is equally as important. Yeah.
Very cool. So I have like one more question, or two more questions. So what is one thing that I think you uniquely see in this industry that a lot of people don't get, that they just don't see?
In this industry, in digital marketing, I think old school marketing was more about building like the prettiest ad and buying the biggest billboard space. And that's no longer the case. I think what we're starting to see a shift in like storytelling and connecting with people on like a very, very, not low level, but I say on a very, very accessible platforms. It's not the big billboard or the expensive editorial placement and like Vogue magazine. Like that's not the case anymore. People are connecting people on a more emotional level, and that's through social media. Organic videos can connect or perform just as high as like a high expensive $50K video project, right?
Yeah, almost the one where he's holding it like a selfie might work better.
Yeah, exactly that. Because what I always tell people is people want to connect with people and not logos, If you can connect with someone and resonate with someone, that's a potential client, prospect, partner, vendor. I think that's what's changing most in our industry. It's no longer those pretty billboard ads, expensive newspaper placements, high-end, commercial TV commercials. That's no longer the case.
So really, there's more value on the person's like personal brand, right? Like the person's personal brand actually has a lot of value. The person's personal,
like an individual?
Yeah, like people want to know the people behind the company. Like you see it with a lot of websites, right?
Yeah.
Super simple, the team page.
Yeah.
Right? Everyone wants to see the team.
Like no one wants to see a stock image of the team, Like that's a stock. That's not the team. You know what? Like exactly, people want to feel like you're authentic, like you're real, like you're genuine. And although it may seem invasive, like ooh, that's too much information, or I'm a private person, right? Like I think that there's like that you should be able to share some of who you are and who your team is. It's just humanizing you as a company and as a brand.
Absolutely. I mean, if you look at people like Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk. These entrepreneurs have become celebrities now, because they're really the face of the company, and people don't only buy into the vision anymore of the company as much as they buy into the vision of the founder.
Right.
So yeah, I think that's really insightful. So do you work with your clients to help them become personal brands and things like that?
Yeah, I'm a huge promoter of brand building, like getting everything set up from your website, your domain, your first name, last name, .com. I tell people all the time, purchase it, because when your name becomes popular search on Google, other companies that exist, like this is true, it happened to me, other companies will purchase your domain name. Like we had to negotiate from a company that purchased my domain name before I had, when I was searching it at the time, I mean, no one purchased it. Who would want to purchase VickyLlerena.com, right? By the time we were ready to launch the site, the domain name was already purchased by a company. Yeah, so we negotiated it. Thank God, down to $200. Like it's crazy, but still, like there are companies that exist that are tracking popularly searched phrases and names and purchase a .com version of them. So
I heard some of the registrars were actually, you would search it, and then all of a sudden, if you didn't buy it in 24 hours, they would buy it.
So maybe that happens to me.
Yeah, I don't know. Who was the registrar?
I forgot. Yeah, I had the guys in the office helping with that.
I think that was a while
so
back.
ridiculous.
I feel like, it's probably super easy.
Did you purchase your domain name?
So mine, I had to get .me.
Why not .com?
So .com was taken.
No way.
And it was taken by someone that was using it. He wasn't. I emailed him. He's like
man,
a
that sucks. Delgado,
from California, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, but I have me. It's AnthonyDelgado.me, and my email address is me@AnthonyDelgado.me. So it's fun.
Yeah.
But But no, it's super important. And when people Google you,
Yeah.
what is coming up, people are doing their research. They want to know who the founder is behind
Yeah.
the organization.
Yeah, and it's also making yourself look bigger than what you are. Like there are people saying like, "Oh my gosh, I see you everywhere," or "You're popular." Like I'm really not. Like,
Yeah.
I'm really not. But you give off the impression when Google begins to index so much of your articles, your pictures, your social posts, your websites, your backlinks, your media placements. Now people are searching you. They see tons of information out there about you that exists. And you're giving off that impression that you are bigger than what you really are. So that is awesome. Like I found true value in that because it edifies you, and which is great. It edifies the value of your service.
Yeah, it positions you as a thought leader.
Of course,
an expert.
yeah.
No, absolutely. And you know what? It's actually, if you look traditionally in history, when someone was a celebrity, they weren't like global the way they are now.
No.
You would have local celebrities.
Yeah.
So really like the micro influencers.
That's what I was gonna say. Now they're called micro-influencers. Back then we called them the local celebs. Like now we call them micro-influencers, yeah. And there's value in micro-influencers. Like micro-influencers have bigger ROIs than the mega influencers because your micro-influencers are directly connected with your targeted prospects, with your targeted ideal clients. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's, we just finished our media kit for Disrupt, and we go into like the average salary of someone who would watch our programming.
Oh, what is it?
130,000.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah. So like the tech crowd, the startup crowd, the entrepreneur crowd, they have $250,000 or more in investments. They may have a net worth of $500,000 or more. You know what I mean? And that target demographic is more valuable than maybe the person that like shops for sales at Walmart or whatever. You know? And not to say some of the people in category A won't be in category A, but it's more focused.
Well, think about it. Like I think about it this way. Like you say, right? The person that shops for sales at Walmart, maybe they're still local. Like those are still awesome because those build your like following base.
Yeah.
And then amongst those are like, you know, your 130K ideal clients. So they're watching you as well. But you know, there's this base that exists that you know that they will never turn into customers, but they follow you because they're your friends or they're locals or they love your stuff. They love your stories, your IG stories, your pictures and your videos. Like they're building your social platforms. They're commenting, they're sharing, they're laughing, they're LOLing, you know, so that's awesome, you know.
Well,
but
they get to see you on a daily basis, right?
Right,
And
exactly.
think about it. You were only able to do that if you were on television before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I have the effect that I know people all around the country and even around the world like know my face. And it's okay, it's not 5 billion, but there are a lot of people who have listened to podcasts I've been on.
That's
read
awesome.
articles, X, Y, and Z. I had a kid reach out from China.
Wow.
He's interning for us from China.
That's freaking awesome.
Sent an email. He's like, I'm in China. I grew up in the Bronx.
Get out of here.
I'm Puerto Rican. I looked
Oh
at
my
your story.
gosh.
It's inspirational. What can I do to help? I'm like on a study abroad program.
Yeah, you have really good stories. So I follow you. I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to learn how to do that. Like, like you switch it up. I think that's what people want. Like, they want you to switch it up. They want you to be different. They want you to like
be authentic.
Be authentic, yeah.
And I think authenticity is really a problem in the social influencer space.
Yeah.
You have, like you said, people portraying things that trying to look better than they are, position themselves in this public manner, and it almost leads to bad behavior. It leads to people taking pictures in front of Ferraris and taking pictures, you know.
I just parked the rental Ferrari over there.
Oh, that's the next shoot?
Yeah, that's the next. Damn, Anthony.
We won't talk about that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's true.
Yeah.
Like, people are renting Ferraris, taking pictures in front of cars they don't own.
Right.
And you know, or they'll be in Seaside Heights. I actually saw a girl do this a few weeks ago. We're in Seaside Heights, and she's like positioning the phone and the angle so that it looks like she's in the Bahamas. She's like, okay, I don't want to get this because they're gonna know it's the Jersey Shore Boardwalk.
Okay.
And she took like this picture, and she's like, I'm gonna put this filter #Bahamas.
Bahamas. Oh, that's smart. Yeah, I guess like.
But so, how do you see us addressing this problem of focusing all on image and then not enough on building your business?
Yeah. So it really comes down to like, who are your clients? Like, to me, my clients, I think, could care less if I'm next to a Ferrari and like, or in the Bahamas. I probably wouldn't attract the clients that I want to attract, which are like corporate clients. So it comes down to that, understanding your buyer persona, your ideal prospect. What would they like? What are the type of stories, posts, articles, content that would appeal to them? That's really what it comes down to. If they really love to see you model on top of Ferraris, awesome. Give them what they want. Really, people have built their brands on content. So figuring out what your buyers want, what are they looking for? Why do they connect with you? And every platform is different. Like IG's great for pretty pictures. LinkedIn's great for article posting. Facebook is, a hybrid approach. Snapchat, sharing your day-to-day journey. So it really, really, really depends.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, Vicky, I think we're running low on time. I have one last question.
Yeah.
What does disrupt mean to you?
I love you guys. What is disrupt? We were trying to translate disrupt in Spanish. So
It's like interruption.
So we came up with disrupte, what do we say? Disrupir, and then finally figure out it's interrumpir. So if that is the correct translation, interrumpir. Disrupt is, I follow you guys, I love you guys. Disrupt, I think I see you guys as like an agency that's going to inject itself in a lot of influential events and projects and create like this content that's going to wow people. Wow, why didn't Anthony invite me? Like that, that sort of response. Like, I need to be there.
FOMO.
Yeah, exactly. FOMO. Like, let me know when you're having that next event. Like taking an event that may be like any other event or better, and making it seem so cool that you make people want to attend the next event.
Yeah, like making brands feel like iconic, right?
Yeah. Events, yeah, brands, people, individuals, like bigger than life. Like, I need to connect with him. I need to know who they are. I need to be at that next event. Where are you, Anthony? Like, I've DM'd you. Like, where is this? Where are you? So, and it makes people feel like I want to become involved. Like, I want to become involved. How do I become involved? That's what disrupt is.
Wow, thank you. Yeah, that is the reception from a lot of people. It's like, how can I get involved?
Yeah.
I don't even know what you're doing, but like.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know where you guys are at, but I want to be there
it's
next
like the
time.
Army.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh wow, thank you so much. So Vicky, for people that want to connect with you, find you online, what's your website and social media?
Yeah. So connect with me on social media on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on Facebook, Vicky Llerena, that's Llerena. So Vicky, Vicky. And yeah, connect. I love to connect with people.
All right, awesome. Vicky, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Ciao. Awesome.